All right, let's see if this is working now. I hope the mic isn't muted, but I can't tell. We were saying this is more of a test stream. Why is it when we want to stream at an odd time, things go wrong? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You can hear us, right? Hello, let's see here. There we go. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. The mic is live, the camera is live, we are live. Just messing around in the late afternoon, now evening. It's getting pretty dark out there. And why, thank you, Froglet Manlet. No, this wasn't meant to be anything special. Just my brother's off. I thought we'd dick around for like a little bit, just to mess around. And I was talking. I felt like pre myself. We did some grilling before. We grilled some sausages, and I made a video which I'll upload later. And there's some talk about life and how fucked up it is. And my life has become lawyers. 3 different lawyers. Lawyer for the hand. I spoke to him. Lawyer for Social Security Disability. They didn't get back to me. Lawyer for the thing that happened at work with the guy threatened me, but I got fired for it. That guy was a fuck up too. Why was he tolerated? He's a fuck up. Like why is that fuck up tolerated, but a fuck up like me isn't? So that's where I was going. And yes, we've had a refreshment or two. There we go.
What 3 or 4?
Yep, the tall fag. Henry Rollins was the boss man. Yep, the tall fag threatened me. Right, it was like as an being autistic, a spurg. I got the one guy. Oh, this isn't the day for this. I'll break your fucking jaw. Yeah, I'll put you in the hospital. So he's like that. Before I can even process that, I got Henry Rollins yelling at me, hey, I don't need to be hearing threats of workplace violence in this office. So he knew it was wrong. At least he had enough wherewithal to say it's wrong, but he's yelling at me for it. I was like, huh. Yeah, most of my money goes towards alcohol and meats to grill up as well. Okay, this could just be a King Froglet Q&A session. In fact, Froglet, if you want to come on just with a microphone, you can. You're always willing to. It doesn't be for too long. We'd love to hear from you, in
Real time.
In real time. You can always come join us. Don't be shy. Yeah, there's much to talk about, much to stream about right now. Just more of a test the waters sort of thing. I mean, I can go and start fixing the door. Well, actually, I got a bunch of clerical shit to do. All kinds of paperwork and shit. You can see there's some paperwork there. There's some paperwork behind me down there. I can see a shoebox. Who cares? What the fuck? That's somebody who cares. It's a small little office. They can see there's shit to do. I got paperwork to go through, but I kind of feel like I can't do that. I'm holed up because I'm so hung up on all the bullshit that's happened to me. You don't need a Streamlab or StreamYard account to click the link. You don't have to have it. Just by clicking the link, you'll join. So you don't need the account. So whether you have one or not isn't the... No, I can't do a room tour right now. This is a stationary camera. I'm sitting at a desktop computer. I can't get up and walk around, but maybe some other time. Yeah, my next stream should be on the phone. I'll do that. So next time. But yeah, all you got to do is click that link, man. Your $5 mic is fine, man. Show your support, man. Or not. We can't pressure people, but it's always there. Okay. Well, you should start streaming. I'll join your stream. So what else? Like I said, now we explain everything again. It's just a mess around stream. Yes. My life is lawyers. I got that. Maybe videos are easier to explain all this shit. We did some more grilling. If you people want to watch another grill video, do you people actually find that shit entertaining? And I talk about my thoughts in my life as we're grilling. Grilling is sort of the pretext for the background. Yes, we've got Mr. Sloth with us. How are you doing, Sloth? Are you on the job right now? You're on the clock. You're it's only 3:20 in Arizona. You're at the grocery store.
What does he do at the grocery store?
I think he's in the meat department. I think. Well, streaming is interesting. We don't have to do this too long, but we'll,
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to say. They just want their money. They're in it for a cut. I talked to them on the phone. I don't think they've seen me in real life. It's more of and I'm polite and formal, but just like hey, can we wrap this up? And the finger lawyer is like, oh yeah, well I got to wait until you get hear from the insurance. I could take about a month, and then I'll make an offer to the other side's lawyer just how much money to wrap this up. They're formal. I hope something comes from it. They're think of it like they're working for me. So And Cthulhu Sloth just got off.
It's good to get off.
Well, how do you know that you're blocked and I'm not? What do you mean blocked? What are you talking about? You can't see anything she writes in the chat, is what you're saying? She blocked you so you can't read her texts or whatever in the chat room? I don't understand. Who's blocked? And yes, it does. Any takers? Clearly, these people, they just like to watch. They just like to watch.
They're voyeurs.
No, we got an election coming up tomorrow. We got an election coming up. Does anyone want to talk politics just for a little bit? We'll make this a shorter stream because we got shit to do. We got to tell them you got that HD TV. We're going to, we can share it with them because, you noticed, my brother also has like an old box TV, but he got himself a nice HD TV. We're going to take down the old box TV, put the HD TV in his room. We're going to do that and go from there. Well, I'm sorry. What do you mean risk? Are you out and about somewhere? What would you be risking? You don't have to do it. I don't care what you do, but it's like, what do you mean risk? That's an odd way to phrase it. Later tonight, we're not going to be streaming. We're going to be doing other shit.
Yes.
I find myself just thinking like, how did my life end up here? Why is this my reality? It's almost like surreal, like a Kafka novel. Like I was saying, it's Kafka-esque. Because it's absurd, things I've gone through. Yes, it is. It's what is it before you go? What's your TV? It's
Samsung.
It's a Samsung. Well, we'll do a video or some shit like that. So wait, people are bursting into your room while you're on what? Like your mother is going to hear you talking. I don't. Who's bursting into your room? All right, so. I thought Doggo Food Frodo did fish tanks. Sloth does fish tanks. Very nice. There you go. He got it. He had some points for some job he worked. They give him X amount of points, and he can use his points to order things, but only from like this website. So he said, "You had enough points saved up." He said, "Fuck, I'll just get a fucking TV." So yeah. Where was I? I see the streaming really is only worth it if you have like, an audience. If you don't, it's kind of meh. Why bother? Unless I'm going to be doing something like, fixing a door. I got a bunch of shit to do. And I'm all hung up. Like I don't want to. Getting out of bed is a chore. Just being is a chore because I'm haunted by all this shit, like a snowball. It builds up. Snowball rolling down the hill, that sort of thing. Oh. Fish tank is a show. Okay, that's great. There's more of a clubhouse for you people to talk amongst yourselves. I'm already getting burned out. But the offer is there for anyone who wants to say hello because, Yes. When I surprise visit him, he'll have to let me in his house and show me the work he did. I'll surprise him. I can say, "Show me your door, dumb. Show me how to come along." Yes, he has. He's talking about even though his house is rather small, he's got like over a dozen doors in it. At one point, he pulled all the doors off and then put them back on. I remember that. Now let's see. So this is just like I was saying, it's kind of boring. Unless you have an audience, it's really kind of boring.
Yeah.
And neither of these two want to come on. They're just here to watch. They don't, they don't, you're getting tired too. It's like, see, it's easy to burn out. I guess when you're an autistic spurg with ADHD. But there's one thing I was talking about, I have autism and ADHD. Autism might present one way and ADHD another way. When you put them together, it might be this. This might be autism plus ADHD. I'm not overly hyper, nor am I I'm autistic. It's every time I people when I don't get treated like a normal human being. I don't get any of the privileges of being a normie. But when something goes wrong, I'm held to normie punishment standards. Like I don't like retards get a pass. So I don't get to sit at the big boy table. I'm not treated like a normie. When something goes wrong, all of a sudden I'm a normie and I got to be punished like a normie. Whereas retards get a pass. And these kids might not understand it. They might not get it, but. I'll do this for another couple minutes and just
end it.
You're okay? Alcohol?
Decent-ish. Someone's sleepy.
I am. This is tiring. Like socialization does tire me out, especially.
It's very draining.
What would you do if Donna comes on? I would say, hello, Donna. I don't care. Same thing I would do if anyone else came on.
Wouldn't do anything different. Just chit-chat a little bit.
Yeah. I have nothing to do with any of that. That's some. You should be asking another user, another visitor that question. I just Donna's everyone's more than welcome. Beer and teas. I don't touch the hard stuff. What about you? You kind of.
On occasion, I'll enjoy whiskey.
Didn't like a coworker give you something? What's that thing you have in the freezer?
Oh yeah, he made limoncello.
I should try some of that. What is it? It's like vodka or what's the lemon?
I think it was Everclear with like lemon peels. So it's like a lemon flavored vodka kind of, I guess.
Oh.
What about you, Froglet? What do you drink?
He's not 21 yet. He's only 19. No. He's not supposed to be drinking anything.
Okay. We know Cthulhu likes Guinness, which I do enjoy on occasion.
I think when one of them is here, the other one is silent. The other one remains silent. And now, of course, the subject goes to everyone's favorite topic for some reason. Cool. This has become the clubhouse to discuss someone else's channel, but that's okay. You guys can talk about whatever you want amongst yourselves. It's just
that individual does not interest us in any way.
No, she was a bitch when we were on Todd's stream that one time. She's left a bad taste in my mouth permanently, in perpetuity. Thank you, Sloth. You might not be telling the truth if you're telling me what I want to hear. Thank you, Sloth. Yes. Well, we grilled up some sausages. I butterflied them and we grilled them up on a charcoal grill outside. So I had some sausages. I was thinking of that movie, Freddy Got Fingered. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? So we had some basically just sausage. The other day, we had some soup yesterday. I had some soup the other day. I took some ramen noodles. I also had some leftover. I had some. I took a can of corn, a can of peas, made those. We had a little leftover, so I just dumped the ramen noodle soup in with the leftover corn and peas and boiled up some water and just had some soup. Sometimes the simpler dishes are the way to go. Yes. And what about you, King Froglet? What did you have today? You guys, you're down south. You have like hush puppies and some black-eyed peas, or you have. Cthulhu likes a nice whiskey sour every now and then. What does that even mean? I'm not a hard alcohol drinker. Is whiskey sour a type of whiskey drink? A whiskey sour that you add something to it, or stroganoff? Okay. Did you make it yourself? We're talking a crock pot here, or
was it something microwavable?
Something microwavable. This is about human interaction. You can interact with someone without leaving the safety of your own little home here, your own little study. So a whiskey sour is a cocktail.
So what do you put in it? Bitters? Do the bitters make it sour?
And you can hear them okay? Should I raise the volume or the gain? You can hear them okay? Because I don't want to move the microphone all over the place. Oh, so okay, like one of those hungry man dinner type things.
Sounds disgusting.
It's funny. Cthulhu Sloth is an American, one of the American Hispanics. But when I drove a cab like 10 years ago, before all this, Uber and what's called ride sharing, Lyft, back when I was driving a suburban cab, it was mostly Hispanics. Mi españolos, mi malos, and gringo. They're always amazed at a gringo. And I remember the Mexicans, the actual, wetback, foreigners, wherever they want to go to, Pasa licoraria, they would always want Modelo Especial. They never drank Corona. Even though Corona is a Mexican beer, they never wanted to drink Corona. They would drink Modelo. And that would fuck them up enough. And every now and then, one would get a little bottle of mezcal, and they get really fucked. The Mexicans, but they never drank Corona. Even though Corona is a Mexican beer, that's meant for export for gringos. Actual Mexicans don't drink Corona. They drink Modelo Especial and occasionally some mezcal. Okay, so whiskey sour is made with simple syrup and like what do you mean by syrup? Like a cherry syrup or something? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, Modelo isn't that good.
No, see, I like Corona better than Modelo. Modelo is too watery, too like piss-like. Yeah. Corona, I can tolerate Corona, but I sort of lost the taste for it as of late. But I used to like Corona. Do we still drink Corona? We haven't had Corona in a while.
We haven't had it in a while. We'll have it again eventually.
I see. Simple syrup is just a sugar water. Okay. So it's like whiskey, some sugar, some like water, sugar with water. And what else did you say was in it?
Lime juice.
Lime juice. Oh, okay. So it's just whiskey with some things put in it. I had a Tecate once. That's the one that has that Aztec eagle or whatever on it. It was just, I remember thinking, but no, all the, when I used to drive the cab, they'd all want to go, they would buy a big case of Modelo Especial. The Mexicanos, they wanted Modelo Especial. They love their Modelo in cans. I never liked that word, Latinx. It looks so stupid. Even in English, it doesn't make sense. Even in English, how do you have an N go into an X like that? It makes no sense. That's not even a real word grammatically correct in English, let alone in Spanish, Latinx. Latinx. Yeah, I guess you could. Latinx would be pronounced Latinx. It makes no sense grammatically. Whoa. I like Corona better than Tecate. Tecate was kind of, meh.
I might prefer Tecate to Modelo, but
yeah, maybe it's better than Modelo. But yeah, Modelo is I still like Corona better than Tecate or Modelo. See, but that's okay. You can have different tastes, different whatever. Okay. All right. So we had a nice little stream. We had Cthulhu. We had King Froglet. And we're doing okay, and we're probably winding it down soon.
So good, yes.
And now things are kind of lulling. When you hit that lull. Oh, what else? Well, I'm just sort of trying to feel it out, and I'm going by what I'm feeling. I'm like, okay, talked about Modelo, talked about whiskey, talked about whatever. Yeah, it's going to I'm going to make my autobiographical documentary about me, my life. It's going to be something. It's going to take a long time to edit and put together, but I expect you to be there for the premiere. It's premiering right there in Natchez, Mississippi, so you better be there. That's a good question. You never know. I think a lot of people are in and out. There are people who just watch whatever happens to be live. Like they go online, who's live right now, and they say so people might and some people might click on it, but they might have other tabs open, so they're here, but they're not actually watching. You know what I mean? So like she says, People are watching, but they don't want to comment in case they feel like they have to call in. LOL. No, no one actually has to call in. Speaking of which, you came up before. I think it was King Frog that was asking for you. But here, no one is forced to do anything they want or anything they don't want to do. But but if you are so inclined, I mean, it'll spice things up a bit, because Froglet won't do it, and apparently Sloth won't do it. So we've got our, yeah. If someone was asking, what would you do if Donna came in? And my answer was, I'd say, hello, Donna. Hello, Donna. Okay. Where were we? Actually, while we're at it, Donna, you got to talk to Dumb. I don't know what's going on. He's only going to do what? Videos? He's only going to do one stream a week for members only. Come on, man. He wouldn't even met you if it wasn't for the constant streaming. He met you. We propped him up. It's like you got to get him back to streaming. Maybe he needs like a little break, but you can't. We need our Dumb. I told him. I said, Dumb. There's or whatever your name is. It all starts with the S. There can be only one. I mean, I can't do what you do. We need you back. Well, I'm gonna do some videos and maybe stream once a week just for the members. Like, dude, come on, man. You are who you are. That's your thing, man. You got to get Donda. You got to get Dumb to stream more regularly again for the general public. Well, good. You heard what I just said. I hope you're listening through earbuds. Would you hear that? You got to get Dumb to go back to regularly scheduled streaming. Yeah, we're chill. I have nothing against. I don't have a problem with anybody. Yeah, I guess we'll have to hold our breaths for that one. Okay, if you need it, Donna is. I know she's listening on earbuds. Donda is saying that Dumb is burned out at the moment. Okay, let him rest up, but tell him don't make this a permanent thing.
We can just say, hey guys, I need a week. I need 2 weeks off. Then I'll be back to normal. Don't change the situation.
Yeah, don't, I mean,
If you need some time off, take the time off. No harm, no foul. But come back doing your streams and your video with everything.
Yes.
Don't just cut yourself short. Don't do that.
Yes. King Frog? Who are you referring to? The goth battle with the black man. Who are you referring to?
Oh, shit, is that me, Banks?
That is Kevin Mebanks. Well, that's interesting. Nice to see you, Mebanks. We're streaming earlier today because we figured why not. He's off, and we'll do an evening stream and see who comes on in. Yeah, Cthulhu Sloth says Dumb has looked bewildered lately. If he needs a few weeks to recharge his batteries, that's cool. But his whole thing was he was the constant streamer for the public. None of this videos and none of this members-only stream crap. We need Dumb to stream. That's how he met his Donda. That's how he met all of us. I mean, he created a nice clubhouse.
Yes.
He's the ringleader, the clubhouse master, the MC, the master.
The tie that binds.
Yes, yeah. It's like he can't just pull the rug out from under us. We need him back. There can be only one. There's only one depressed, unwanted man, or whatever he calls himself. There can be only one. It all starts with a yes. All right, Aiden Art is at work, but thank you for stopping in and saying hi. This is a bit of an early stream. We know. We'll stream later next time, but we wanted to just, what the hell? We figured what the hell. So it's good to see you, Aiden Art. I saw you clipped and edited some of my videos and uploaded them, which is cool. Do whatever you got to do. So, yeah, thank you. I've never heard of these guys. Dark Season and Black Pill Villain. I've never heard of them. We'll have to look them up. I discovered a new guy that I really like. A black dude. A colored dude. You hear not a lot of colored folks in this space. What was his name? It was Savvy Guy.
With 2 V's, I think.
Yeah, Savvy Guy. Yeah, I like him. I'm gonna check him out some more. He gets a little redundant, but you want to get whatever you want to surprise us with. Yeah, alcohol emergency. But yeah, Savvy Guy. I like him. I saw a few of his videos. I know Rehab Room will sometimes take excerpts of his videos. But I check him out some more. Savvy Guy. Color, not a lot of colored folks do this, but when you see a colored dude who actually makes sense, it's like, wow, cool. Is that true? Savvy Guy is Oreo Man? Is that true? It doesn't sound right. Maybe. So Oreo Man became Savvy Guy. I thought Oreo Man, didn't he get married to some Hispanic chick? I thought Oreo Man was shorter.
And fatter.
And fatter. And I think you're confused. Cthulhu Sloth, are you saying they all look alike? Shame.
Whoa.
Shame.
We have ourselves a Hispanic racist.
A Hispanic racist. I think he probably thinks all gringos look alike too. Yes.
Fair enough.
You know, I like the savvy. So savvy guy is Oreo Man. Is that great? He's. I think he's great. Well, I'm getting excited because my brother's. I'm salivating. Voice is getting higher, going up a few octaves. Getting some beer. Well, actually, I still got a little tea left. He's pouring a Carlsberg. I don't want to get wasted this early. Christ. Okay, so savvy guy is just Oreo Man under a new name. Okay. But Frog, aren't you like, you have like a lot of black ancestry, which you claim is Choctaw, quote unquote. So you're kind of like, you know, not too far off. Oh, no, I'm Choctaw. Yeah, it's Choctaw. Yeah. My granddad is 100% Choctaw. Right. There hasn't been 100% Choctaw in over 200 years, but okay. Choctaw, quote unquote Choctaw. Because back then, if you could pass, you know, oh, I ain't black. No, it's Cherokee. Yeah, Choctaw. Yeah, it's Indian. Okay, so savvy guy is Oreo Man. Well, I really like him. I think I didn't know. I came across him as savvy guy. I'm like, oh, this guy's good. That's what they're claiming. I have to look up Oreo Man. I thought Oreo Man was shorter. Oreo Man, it's like savvy guy doesn't. Well, still, my nose is still a bit sore and stuffy. Like I woke up today, and it was sore. When I sneezed. I don't sneeze too often, but when I do, it still hurts. It's better, but they told me it could take. I'm supposed to go back in late November for a follow-up because they said, listen, it will take time to heal. The splints are out, which is great. It's awesome. Those things were horrible. Having forced congestion, as I said, for like a week was hell. So they're better, but it you know, that's a good thing because it still kind of hurts. It's still kind of sore. So I'm hoping it's part of the healing process because if this were the end result, I'd be a little upset because I can breathe better, but there's still a lot of backup in there. And, you know, when I read online, people say, yeah, you know, don't feel distraught. It can easily take, you know, a couple of months for everything to, because you're forced congestion for a week can lead to several months of slow drainage. So don't feel distraught. And, you know, trust us, in 6 to 8 months, you'll say, wow, this is great. So it's a process, Donna. It's a slow process, but, you know. Yes. Hi, Yella. But the one drop rule still applies. And you're a Southern boy, so you know what we're saying, King Frog. The one drop rule. One drop. Doesn't matter if it's mostly white. You got one drop of something else in there. You're riding the back of the bus. I'm just kidding. Well, not really, but okay. Yeah. Savvy guy Oreo Man makes some decent content, like you said, a bit redundant. Okay. I remember Oreo Man from a few years back. I honestly didn't realize that the savvy guy was the same dude. Which makes sense because not a lot of colored folks are in this sphere, but he looks different. He looks very different to me. Maybe it's the way he holds it now, the angle. He looks different. I didn't recognize him. I thought it was a different. I'm like, wow, this guy. I did not recognize him as Oreo Man. Are you sure? Are you 100% sure? Or are you just confusing two different colored folks? Yes, he's redundant. Thank you, Donna. Yes, it's good to hear you. We'll see what happens. Thank you. See, you guys asked me, what would you do if Donna came in? It's just, hi, Donna. Hi, King Froglet. Hi, Cthulhu Sloth. That's interesting. Name a few others. I'll check some others out. Cthulhu Sloth is telling us that there are quite a few black
basketball Americans.
Basketball Americans making black pill content.
Give us some names, too.
But he knows for a fact savvy guy is Oreo Man. Okay, it's settled. Savvy guy is Oreo Man.
Yes, Cthulhu knows all.
Oh, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Oreo Man / savvy guy videos. Okay, cool. I like the guy. He looked different. Maybe it's the hair. Maybe he's gotten more bloated. He looked different when he was a bit younger as Oreo Man. There's a difference. He's more bloated now. Something happened. Something happened where he looks, maybe life just got to him. When he was, yeah. Okay. When he was Oreo Man, he didn't seem as, I think the reason I couldn't tell as savvy guy, he seems more bloated. Am I, based?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, there's some names. Okay, that's cool. Who are these people he's naming? Javel the Doomer, Black Pill Villain, True Form, Black and Black Pill. Commas help, man. Commas.
Yeah. How do we read these names?
It's like one long run-on sentence, not any punctuation. All right, so let's talk politics for a moment, because I'm not really a political person, but we do have an election coming up tomorrow, a presidential election here in these United States. Yes, commas. Do you call them something different in Australia? They call periods full stops, maybe they call commas partial stops. Who knows? Now I want to talk politics. All right, Froglet, you voting? Are you registered, Froglet? You're 19. You're old enough. Are you registered to vote? Is Froglet voting? Your first presidential election.
And who is he voting for?
And who is Froglet voting for? Froglet's first presidential election.
I'm thinking he's a Canada guy.
Not voting and don't care. You should vote just for the sake of voting, to say, oh, yes, when I was 19, I was able to vote in my first presidential election.
Pick some third-party candidate and piss your vote away. You should do that.
Yeah, you should vote just to say you voted for the hell of it. But he's probably not registered, and it's probably too late now. And what about our boy Cthulhu Sloth? Who knows for a fact that savvy guy is Oreo Man?
I'm thinking Cthulhu Sloth likes him some Trump. The Hispanics love that machismo kind of thing.
Cool. Even though you look more like her, you're not going to vote for her just because she looks like you. You're going to vote for... But you should have voted just for the hell of it, just to say you did it. Froglet. Who was Sloth voting for? He's been oddly mum. And what about Mebanks? He's in and out. Where's Mebanks? Who's Mebanks voting for? Where's Mebanks? Mebanks, we know you're listening. You're not getting off that easily.
I think Mebanks is going to go Green Party. He seems like the type.
Mebanks says Trump.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Okay, so Mebanks is going Trump.
I stand corrected. There you go.
Froglet would have gone Trump, but he didn't register to vote.
Make Mebanks great again. Okay.
And what about Sloth saying he doesn't vote, but if you do vote Trump? Interesting. A lot of you don't focus. I don't usually vote either. It's a waste of time. But I figure, what the hell? It's why the hell not? So,
Donna lives in Australia. This means nothing to her.
Right.
Whom would she like to see win?
Yeah. And then I'll answer the question who I'm voting for. Yeah, even though it's totally hypothetical. Yeah. Yeah, I made a video earlier about, I was grilling, I'll upload it later, and I was sort of like thinking my thoughts, my life, my lawyers, everything. And I was going through like the different, in my life. I remember like, I'm too young I don't remember the Reagan versus Mondale. When Reagan beat Mondale in a landslide, I'm too young to remember that. I remember wanting Bush versus Dukakis. I wanted Bush to win, the old Bush, because I couldn't pronounce the name Dukakis. Oh yeah, Bush. I was like, 6 or 7 years old, whatever. 6. I remember like I remember like Ross Perot, and I remember being in high school and Clinton Dole, and I wasn't registered. I didn't register like these guys. I didn't register in time. I remember the hanging chads and all that bullshit. And I remember voting. Our first vote was ought for it was W versus Kerry. And I think I voted third party that election because I thought at the time. How old was I? We were in our 20s. I was like, you were 20?
I was in '04. I was 19.
I would have been like 21 or 22. Yeah. I thought, once Bush gets reelected, he's going to call a draft and I'll end up in Afghanistan or Iraq or something like that. So I remember, but I don't want to vote for Kerry either. So I voted did I vote for Nader?
Yeah, because I know with me, in '04, I voted for Nader. In '08, I voted for Nader. In 2012, I went libertarian. In 2016, I voted for Trump. In 2020, I voted for Trump. So I went Nader, libertarian, Trump.
So I guess Nader ran at least 3 times, 2000, 04, and 08. He ran again in 08?
And then he stopped.
Then he stopped? Okay. I think in 08, I think I just did a write-in or some shit. But yeah, I voted for Trump twice. Now it's going to be 3 times now. That's my answer. I'm going to vote for Trump for 3 times. And I was saying, yes, if Donda were an American, she'd go for Trump. I was saying, I do want my gimme dats. But I think you can't have 2. We were talking about, in fact, now is the time for you to come.
Splitting the ticket, yes.
And we were talking actually here. I'm gonna take a quick piss, and we have a beer. Okay, I have another beer. I'm gonna take a piss, and we're gonna talk about something.
Okay,
Hold down the fort in a minute.
I'll do my very best.
And that's true too, Donda. I like how I was saying to my brother, nothing he said has ever offended me. Trump has said some stupid things. Like in 2016, he said, "I'll get 75% of the black vote easily." Okay, no Republican gets anywhere near that. So that was stupid. But even though it was stupid, it didn't offend me. Nothing he said ever offended me. I like the fact that he's different, even if it's all a show in a theater and he's an actor. I like his character, like wrestling. It's all fake. I like this wrestler. I like his shtick. So I want 4 more years of a show. So yeah. And yes, that's a good question. What does kangaroo taste like?
Yeah.
She's saying if to cook it just right because it's tough to chew if it doesn't come out just right. Wow. All right.
Wow,
Hold the fort, and we're going to talk about that thing you were saying about. We'll talk about gimme dats when I get back. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Why are you coughing? That's not good, buddy.
Yep, I agree, Donna. I'm sorry I'm not as exciting as my older brother, but let's keep the chat going. That's an interesting statement. I mean, he was born into money. He has people to work for him and to do all that stuff. I think he has a slight understanding, but he's been fluffed all his life from his daddy's money and from his advisors. So, yeah, he's more business prone, but I don't know how accurate a statement that is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she's autistic. She just was given the chance to play vice president. She said, okay. And then the party told her to run for president. She said, okay. She's just going along with what she's told to do because she knows she has handlers that will do all the real work. And she's just a front. She's just a figure piece. I don't know if any of this is true, but let's hash it out, I guess.
A for effort, buddy. I know you're not much, able to. No, you're not really good at leading the show here, which you can get better with time. Well, let's hash it out. Now, I was going to say, we're talking about gimme dats, like, I want me my gimme dats. But I think you need some red with the blue. You can't just vote blue because if you vote for too much gimme dats, then the gimme dats spread thin.
Yes.
Now, could you? I love my brother made. Could you? Okay, let me say this first before you say. Okay, it's like okay, New Jersey. First of all, we live in New Jersey, which is a solid blue state. So no matter who I vote for, we know Kamala is going to get our electoral votes because the state it doesn't matter. But I think you need some, yin with yang. I would love to have a Trump. It's really Congress that gives out the gimme dats. I would like because I feel like if you have the queen of the gimme dats, which is Kamala Harris, she might stretch the gimme dats too thin. So I don't want to give away my gimme dats to you got your gimme dats. We need to take some of your gimme dats to give to these illegal Mexicans. Now let's picture our Lord and Savior. Okay, grotesque subhuman Todd Thundercock. He's living in his nice Section 8 house. Okay.
Yeah, I was just positing that if Kamala wins, gimme dats for all. That means gimme dats have to be shared. So, all right, Todd Thundercock, you have your gimme dats. You need now taking 3 or 4 illegal Guatemalan immigrants. And Todd kind of wants his gimme dats, so he agrees. So he ends up living with 4 illegal Venezuelans, but he still does his streams. It's like, oh yes, Paco and Guillermo are asleep on the floor, but here I am talking about this and that.
Yeah, I didn't realize if you vote for too much gimme dats, they might actually take away your gimme dats. So it's like yin and yang. You say, well, don't vote Republican; they'll take away my gimme dats. You vote blue, they want to give everyone dat, which means they might take away some of your dat. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm articulating this well enough. There's not enough gimme dats to go around, so I think we need some balance. I don't think the pre-existing gimme dats will be messed with, but I think Kamala Harris, I was saying, she's like the living embodiment of affirmative action. Everything about her, she's like a woman. She's multiracial, brown, black. She's like, the living embodiment of affirmative action incarnate. You know what I mean? So I look at someone like her and I think, Christ, what would she do? What nutty thing would she do? So I think we need a little You know, like the song, I beg your pardon. Give it yourself. I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's got to be a little rain sometimes. You got to have a little rain sometimes. So where were we? Okay. Yes, I agree, Donna. She's a leftist wet dream. She's, like I said, the living embodiment of affirmative action. But she might be our first presidentrix. What do you call a female president? Presidentress? Presidentrix? Presidentrix or presidentrix? What? I like presidentrix. The more the Latin ix, like dominatrix, or aviatrix, presidentrix. She might be our first presidentrix. Everyone's gotten quiet all of a sudden. I don't know. Where was I? Well, don't worry. You'll never have a white woman president. White girls, you'll never get to be president. All those little white girls, you can be the first woman president. There will be no white female presidentrix. You know, it's funny. There were a lot of Jews, Iberian Jews, although actually they're not really Ashkenazi. They're more, what do you call it? What's the other one? Sephardi. But a lot of Jews in Spain and Portugal converted to, because the Inquisition, they ended up in the New World. So you might have some Sephardi or even Ashkenazim in you, and you wouldn't know it because they converted it or they hid it when they left Spain and Portugal and came to the New World and intermixed with the indigenous folk. So you yourself might have a little tribe in you there. And I might. I look like one of the background tribes. I don't think I don't look like the fiddler on the roof. I look like one of the background ones shoveling hay or something. That's Australia. What's sloth? Yeah, I want to click on that. You had a white female. I don't pay attention to who's in charge of Australia. Honestly, it really makes no difference to me. But we're talking about the USA here, the real world. Australia does seem nice, though.
Exactly.
I'd like to visit someday, but who knows? Take a jumbo, cross the water, like to see Australia. See the girls in Wollongong, hoping it's gonna come true. But there's not a lot I can do. Yes, could we have kangaroo for breakfast? Donda dear. They got it.
So, Donda, what do you think about the British monarchy? Do you like King Charles, or do you want Australia to be fully independent?
Yes, that's a good question. How do you feel about being part of the British Commonwealth? Actually, that should be Dumb's theme song. Don't you look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Not much of a girlfriend. Never seemed to get a lot. What she got? Not a lot. Supertramp. This is nice. It's nice to blow up some steam, have a nice little stream. No, our Messiah is streaming tomorrow, so we'll.
Hopefully he is.
So he's promised.
Back out, yeah.
Somebody asked, who was it? Asked if the female prime minister of Australia was fat. And Donda says she was a little hefty, but not overly fat, which means she was fat. Yeah, it was King Frog. Why does Donda call King Froglet flesh? I figured Sloth and Me Banks would appreciate that. Yes. Breakfast in America. Damn good album. Masterpiece. Classic. Okay, so Don, to answer your question, bro, she says she actually likes being part of the Commonwealth. She feels very, excuse me. I got to sneeze. Oh, God. That last one hurt. You just saw that? The last one hurt. You can feel it when you sneeze. All the air, it's pushing all this backed up gunk and crud and blood through the sinuses. So that one hurt. What was your old name, King Froglet? What was your old name? Share with us your old name.
Frog flesh.
Frog Flesh. Flesh King. You changed it because of Hans Wormhats. I don't know who's Hans Wormhats. What the fuck? What are we talking about?
Yeah, what the hell?
So Donda appreciates the British part of the Australian history, namely that she is the descendant of British convicts sent there to colonize a faraway land.
Yes.
It reminds me of another song I'm going to sing by Crowded House. There's trees in my garden. They plant their seeds in a faraway land. In between the palms and the succulent groves, they lose their leaves in the winter. Yeah, Crowded House. They were a New Zealand Australian band. And that was about English trees in my garden. Catchy tune. You know. England cries and she plays for him. About the British settlement of Australia. Yeah, Irish and British convicts and freestyles, but mostly convicts. Mostly convicts. Mostly convicts.
And Donna, when did your ancestors go to Australia? Were they from centuries ago or relatively recent?
So Hans Wormhat is a conspiracy theory YouTuber who thinks animals are fake. Well, what was King Froglet's old name? Of course I know Crowded House. Crowded House is what they started out. Crowded House started out as Split Ends. They were a New Zealand band. And I don't know why sometimes I get frightened. You can see my eyes, you can tell that I'm not lying. And then at some point they said, okay, we're in New Zealand, not a lot doing here. Let's go over to Australia. I think there were 5 of them, and 3 wanted to go, and 2 didn't want to leave New Zealand. So the 3 that went over to Australia, they joined up with two Australians, and they decided, let's change our name. So Split Ends became Crowded House. And they weren't that big in this country. Their biggest hit was, hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now. But I always liked the song, came out later, English trees in my garden. And Sloth hates Crowded House, but he probably knows 1 or 2 songs.
You always bring the weather. That's a good song.
That's right.
Julius Caesar. And the Roman
Okay. Walking round the room singing stormy weather at 57 Mount Pleasant Street. It's the same room, but everything's different. You could find the sleep, but not the dream. Things ain't cooking in my kitchen. A strange affliction washed over me. Julius Caesar and the Roman Empire couldn't conquer the blue sky. That's a long way. There's a small boat made of china. It's going nowhere on the mantelpiece. Well, do I lie like a lounge room lizard? Or do I sing like a bird released? Everywhere you go, you always take the weather with you. Everywhere you go, you always take the weather. Take the weather. All right. That's I like this. Always take the weather. That's a good one. English trees. The other one, their biggest hit was Hey Now, which is kind of, how do you not like Crowded House? Come on, Sloth.
Yeah, come on.
There we say. How often do we sing for people like assholes? Don't care for lolcows. Maybe I'm getting a little tipsy, but no, it's a good song. Damn good song. You always take the weather with you. So King Frog wants to know where Donda works. Does Donda want to share what her occupation is? Okay, so Sloth doesn't like Crowded House, but he likes Ice House. I've never heard of Ice House. I'll look him up. Ice House is an Australian band. I don't know. Now you can read this one's for you.
Brother of OC, I've done a little research on my family history, and there was a convict on my grandmother's side from Britain. Okay, but when did he arrive in Australia? The 1800s? Like, are you like a really old stock Australian, or are you relatively recent?
Thank you for the harmonies. I can't sing, and he sings even worse, but yeah.
I'll get my nose fixed one day.
Okay, so Mebanks likes Ice House. I'll have to check out Ice House. I don't know Ice House. What about Crowd? You don't like any Crowded House? You're going to knock Crowded House?
I think B Banks is a closet crowded house fan.
Oh. We are kind of like done. We just break out in the song.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I've heard it, but offhand, I can't think of Ice House, Electric Blue. The only thing I think I think of like the Easy Beats. What's that song? Monday morning feels so bad. Everyone seems to bug me. Coming Tuesday, I feel better. Even my old man looks good. Wednesday just don't go. Thursday goes too slow. I've got Friday on my mind. Gonna have fun in the city. Doodle 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 doodle. Be with my that was what was the name of that band? Be with Easy Beats.
Easy
Yeah, okay,
Beats.
wrong band then.
Silver Chair.
Oh well, Silver. Yeah, we don't just
Minogue. Kylie Minogue.
Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh yeah.
Men at Work. In Excess.
Oh yes.
And yes, now our resident Australian is telling us that Ice House sucks cock. Yes, you're more of a Crowded House fan than an Ice House fan. Thank you for joining us.
Then again, doesn't Matt the Iron Man also suck cock?
Who?
This guy, Destroyed by Foids.
That's true.
He loves his troons.
Okay, so
unless he only receives and doesn't give.
This is DBF. We'll call him DBF. DBF I get confused when we say Matt the Iron Man is DBF. Destroyed by Foids.
DBF.
I don't care what he calls himself now. Now, where was I? I probably have. I can't think of it offhand. I'll look it up sometime. It'll come to me. All right. So we got several Australians here with us.
All right. Oh, Midnight Oil.
Oh yeah. How can we sleep while our beds are burning? Midnight Oil. How do we get into the whole thing about Australian bands? Oh, we were talking to Donda, and then DBF shows up. It's like, wow.
So Donda loves being a part of the Commonwealth. What about you, DBF?
Yeah, we're asking, how do you feel about being part of the British Commonwealth? Think it's a good thing, bad thing, don't care. How do you feel about being part of the British Commonwealth? Should Australia go its own way? Do you like having the British monarch as your head of state?
Do you like being subjects to some asshole thousands of miles away?
Under the Milky Way tonight.
Yes.
Wish I knew what you were looking for. Wish I knew what you would find. Good song, but they were one-hit wonder in this country. I think the only thing I know by them is Under the Milky Way tonight. Great song. That's like a great late night song. It's like 3 a.m. and you're still up for some reason. You're listening to some weird radio program about UFOs and you got to smoke a cigarette and it's kind of like a cold weather dead of night song. Under the Milky Way tonight. What does that mean in the Australian context? You believe me, the Republican sovereignty of Australia should not be part of the Commonwealth? I guess that's the opposite of a monarchist. I think that's what you're saying. Unless you're saying a Republican is a traditionalist who wants to remain part. So that's why you got to be more. We don't know what that means as an American. You're a Republican versus a monarchist, or are Republicans monarchists? I honestly don't know what that means in the Australian sense.
Be more clear, DBF.
I will check out the song Reptile. Hell, I'll just download all the fucking church albums. Yeah, I always love that one. Under the Milky Way tonight. Okay, the answer is fuck the monarchy. They're all inbreds. Yes. Okay.
They're inbred lizard people, aren't they?
So Donda is a monarchist, and Destroyed by Foids is a Republican who believes that they should break with. If I were Australian, I'd want to break with them too. I guess that's the American spirit in us. I see no need for.
Who needs that fairy tale nonsense of kings and queens and shit? Fuck that.
You doing okay, buddy?
I'm okay, yes.
Well, women in general are more liberal than men, so there's a chance any chick you meet is going to be a bit more liberal, collectively speaking. And we can go back to regular iced tea next if you want to take a little cool down and go back to...
I guess we'll see.
Because you poured, I think you're ahead of me on the Carlsbergs there.
Possibly.
It doesn't matter. Well, whatever. Don't go nuts. But am I fucking you up? More people showed up than expected.
No, this took on a life of its own.
It became something else.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's what David Icke said. That's, And we're still waiting for a Donda or a King Froglet or a Cthulhu Sloth or a Beppis or a whoever to, show their All you zombies, show your faces. That's a Philadelphia band.
Yeah,
The
they
Hooters.
probably would know the Hooters. If they did, I'd be surprised. I mean, Me Banks probably does.
Me Banks for sure.
Maybe Cthulhu. If Cthulhu says yes, I know the Hooters, I'd be there.
First, I know DBF, you get a pass. You called in last time. We know you're working. We know this is an earlier stream for us. You get a pass. That was for the others who, you did your part. They got to do theirs. You get a You get a pass, Matt. Next time, let's talk to you again some other time. You get a pass. I'd actually
also, Donna is working too,
right.
So I know she probably can't do it. She also gets a quasi pass,
right? So we're looking at Sloth and Froglet here.
Come on, Froglet.
And of course, Me Banks knows the Hooters. Of course, he's from Philadelphia, Philly area. He knows, of course. They probably did. I wouldn't doubt it. Holy mo! It's that time of the year. It's like fall, kind of like Under the Milky Way tonight. It's like fall weather music. Holy Moses met the Pharaoh. Yeah, he tried to set. And there were two versions. There was All You Zombies, Show Your Faces, and then All You Zombies, Hide Your Show and Hide. Yeah, two different versions, but good album. See, this goes everywhere. We're talking about fingers. We're talking about politics, and we start talking about the church and the Hooters. It's like we're just all over, wherever we want to go here. Exactly. Words of encouragement from DBF. Don't be a soft cock. Call it. Don't be a soft cock, mate.
Harsh words of encouragement.
You call that a cock? This is a cock. Well, now we're slowing down. What did I always say? I always say, now it's winding down. Winding down. When you start getting tired, it's like, okay, maybe it's time to. They're talking amongst themselves. They're thising and thatting. Okay, so far everyone here would vote Trump if they would or could vote. So Me Banks is voting. Actually, we didn't ask what's his name, but I think DBF would agree. So everyone here is going for the Trump side. Like I said, I want my gimme dats, but I think we need some balance. You need some. It's kind of like my vape. You can't have ice cream all the time. You need some broccoli, right? It's like I got my watermelon, but every now and then you need some balance. You can't just have all because
sugary sweet stuff.
Right, because the gimme dats will run thin if we have too much gimme dat. Yes, Trump. And I wish Aiden were here because I just thought of a great Canadian band I always loved. The Odds. I'm a heterosexual man. It's just a problem in my glands. I'm a heterosexual man. I'm a heterosexual man. And the music video had the kids in the hall. The name of the song was Heterosexual Man. Kids in the hall, not the best representatives of heterosexual men, but okay.
At least 3/5 of them will get it.
Yes. Anyway, all right. So if DBF you got to trip out, we understand. Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you. We'll do this again. Do what you got to do. But thank you. So basically, everyone here's a Trump fanatic. Where's my resident? Cassandra must be working or something. Because Cassandra, we think she's going. She must be going. Harris.
She lets herself some walls, doesn't she?
Okay, things have stagnated. Things are winding down.
Yes, they are.
Yes, we're crossing our arms. It's like, See, it's just a down beers, is it?
Yes.
Oh, we'll sip this beer and we'll probably wind it down. I'll probably end it out.
Yes.
All right. Well, is it time for the poem?
No, there's never a time for a poem.
I get my poetry book out. This white pencil is very prominent. Look at it.
Yes, indeed.
Aiden, I'm glad you're on a 15-minute break. We were singing a song by your countrymen. You missed it. Damn.
Aiden Art.
As you can tell, we're a bit more tipsy now.
Yes.
It's probably coming to an end soon because it's okay. But yeah. I wonder if Aiden, did you hand out that Jello? You hand out the little Jello cups. Do they not use the term orderly in Canada? It sounds like he's an orderly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Tapping your fingers.
Getting tired. Yeah, you're basically an orderly. Here, let's look up what a definition of orderly is. Noun. An attendant in a hospital responsible for the non-medical care of patients and the maintenance of order and cleanliness. So, basically, you're not a doctor or a nurse, but you work in a medicinal setting, a medical setting, and orderliness, cleanliness, taking care of people, giving out you're an orderly. A hospital, you've never heard that term?
He hands out Jello.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's an orderly.
Orderly Aiden. That's what we shall call him from now on.
Sloth likes Jello. We all like Jello.
Yes.
Cthulhu Sloth is expounding upon his love of Jello. Wow.
Yeah, the chat has died down.
Yes, but there are no takers. There are no takers.
Damn.
Disorderly is the Frat Boys movie.
Fat Boys.
Oh, the Fat Boys. Oh, shit. The Fat Boys. I remember them. Scoop the Moon. Yeah, the Fat Boys. I haven't heard about them. I forgot all about them. The Fat Boys. Yeah.
Are they still alive?
Yeah. How many of them? Yeah, heart attacks or the Fat.
Yeah.
I totally. I remember them from when I was younger. I totally forgot the Fat Boys. Oh my god, the Fat Boys. Yeah. Shoot the Moon. Yeah. Yeah. You triggered a memory. I wouldn't have thought of them on my own. I totally forgot about them. The Fat Boys. I totally forgot they existed. That's what Mebanks is great. He's a lot of pop cultural shit just stored in there. Stuff I remember from my younger years that I've forgotten about. Oh, yeah. I remember a few years back, I was working at this one supermarket, and there was one kid, young kid, early 20s, and he liked to watch YouTube videos about nostalgic shit. And he comes up to me one day and he goes, "Hey, Occupational Click, would you believe me if I told you that once upon a time there was a Nintendo cereal?" And he triggered a memory because I'm old enough to remember Nintendo cereal. I was a kid, and I said, "Yeah." And I thought to myself, it's interesting because he knew nothing about it. He wasn't even a gleam in his mother's eye when the Nintendo cereal existed, but he saw it on YouTube and he told me about it. I'm like, I remember that. Nintendo, it's for breakfast now. Nintendo, it's a cereal. Wow, it was a standard size cereal box. When you opened it up, it was 2 half bags. One was the Mario cereal, which is pretty good. It was like Trix or something. And then there was like the Zelda cereal, which is I didn't care for it. It was like a blueberry, berry kicks kind of thing. But to him, he'd never heard of it. It was something interesting. And I wouldn't have thought about I remember it, but I wouldn't have thought about it. It was stored in there somewhere, but I wouldn't have thought about it until he brought it up. I saw a YouTube video about Nintendo cereal. I'm like, I remember that now. Same thing, the Fat Boys. I probably wouldn't have thought about them in a million years. I totally forgot about the Fat Boys. You triggered a memory. I remember. Froglet, settle down. Settle down. I'm sharing my appreciation of having a memory dislodged, and all I'm getting is shit like this. You people, do you know how hard this is for me to put myself out there for your viewing entertainment? The least you can do is have a little ounce of gratitude.
So Froglet wasn't even alive in the 20th century, was he?
No, he was not.
No. Wow.
Christ. In fact, when Froglet was born, We were older then than he is now. You would have been like 20 years. My brother was 20 when Froglet was born. Froglet's only 19. 19 years ago, he was 20, right?
Yeah, I'm 39.
So right. So, wow. So he was older then than you are now, Froggo. Wow. Why did everything get so quiet? Like no one's even talking. Like no one's even, like no one's even, nothing doing.
No one's even joined. Come on, join.
Oh, don't get beggy. We just wanted one. We got 4 last time. We thought we could reel in one new one, a new one. We thought we could get one, reel them in. No, no one's taking the bait. Yes, the passage of time, Bill. Yes. Like that great album by the Scorpions, The Virgin Killer. What is the Virgin Killer? It wasn't a serial killer going around murdering little girls. The Virgin Killer was time. No matter what you do or you don't do, we're all going to everything, not just people, not just living things, even machines, everything ages. Time is the virgin killer. You start out young and pure and innocent, and no matter what you do or don't do, you can't escape the ravages of time, the virgin killer. I made a reference to the Scorpions.
Yes.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. We'll talk about that more. We have to make a whole video about that.
Yeah, the answer is no. I mean, you probably all don't know. When you're a fucking manlet, you don't drop the panties.
I'm not a manlet, but my life is also fucked up. And again, that's there for you, Froglet. You can ask them that question yourself. Click on the link. Click on the link with your $5 mic. Come on. Come on. Yeah, we should set up the Gimme Dats thing.
Why, thank you, Froglet. Thank you.
I got to put up a P.O. box, too, so people can mail me shit if they want. I'll put up a P.O. box. I'm looking at how do you get this buy me a coffee shit. Probably don't get much. Maybe I should do that. If people want to give us some Gimme Dats, I'll take my Gimme Dats. I'll do it. Hey, we're performing a service. It's like we're like the British call them buskers. We call them street performers. This is basically like a street performance in a way. We're putting ourselves out there to be lolcows for your viewing pleasure.
Yes.
We're providing you with
entertainment.
We're providing you with a clubhouse. A clubhouse. No, Froglet, I think true to your name, you should hold on to that. You save your dead, petrified frog in a bottle. It's for you to keep. But thank you for the offer. It's a very kind gesture. No. You pledged. Whoa, you can't pledge and rescind. What are you, an Indian giver? No, you pledged 500. We expect 700. You pledged it. We expect it.
He didn't say 500. Is it 500 cents? $500?
Buddy, don't help him. No, he said $500,000.
Okay.
All right, tell you what. Let's take a little break and regroup. All right, I said to Brother Click, I said, you want to get off soon? He's getting tired. He feels out of it, so we'll probably get off soon. It's time to end it.
Any last words?
Any last words? You should end it here. Is it poetry or is it some kind of, read something time?
No, don't do this. But buddy. Come on, buddy.
I'll read an excerpt from the Mummy's Curse.
Oh, dear God.
This is fairly short. I'm going to read to you about someone by the name of Dorothy Arnold. This is a book from my childhood, The Mummy's Curse. I was probably like 11 or 12. This is like some little birthday gift or something. So that's for us to know and you to find out, Froglet. All right. So we only got 3 viewers. So this is for them. Actually, why bother? If we only have 3 viewers, fuck it. Okay. All right. So it's been fun. For now, occupational click out.